just like my fellow Toastmasters have shared with us, reminded us this morning, the topic of this month, the pillar of this month is goal setting. I shouldn't have to tell you that one of the, well maybe for our guest today, one of the biggest advantages of this club, this Toastmasters club in particular, is that we work on personal growth in addition to learning to speak. So we have 12 pillars that we go through the 12 months. This is the second month of the year, so we're focusing on goal setting. And we've been exploring goal setting together the past few weeks. Now we talked about discipline, as Sue said, in the past month, in January. What I want to do to begin with is I want to go around the room real quick and share one of your goals for this year. We talked about a short-term goal that Sue just shared with us, so you have something written down. Hopefully that is a piece of the puzzle to get you to that goal for 2015. So I'm going to start on this side of the room, start with Mylan. Mylan, what's one of your goals for 2015? Hopefully you have it written down and figured out by now.
Everybody seems to be calling me a lot today.
You're sitting close, you know?
What are you calling him? I want to get a job as a server, and I want to finish my algebra at college this year.
Awesome, two great goals. Maybe one will lead to another, like Ali was saying, but two great goals there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sue?
I want to be a better employee. I feel overwhelmed many times. So maybe a
What
better.
does that mean? Does that mean you're too stressed out or better employee?
Too stressed out, and it seems like there's too much work for my job description.
Okay, thank you. Juliet?
As I said earlier, I'd like to be a very strategic leader, so my goal is to finish at least 3 executive leadership conferences that I have enrolled in.
Beautiful, thank you. Cameron?
My goal is to be a better speaker and to be able to have a better command of English when I speak, and also be able to have more confidence when I speak.
I have a remodeling project which I plan to finish this year
Beautiful. At home?
at home.
Are you doing it yourself?
I might.
That's a big goal.
Yes. So that's why I have a goal to finish it. One way or another.
Mina, would you share with us, please?
Sure. I want to become a psychologist, so starting this class will definitely help me to get there, hopefully. So this is my biggest goal in my life. Hopefully I will get that.
Fantastic, that's
Okay.
great. Brian, how about yourself?
My goal is try to become another Mike Chong.
Yeah.
I would like to be
Oh my.
smooth as Mr. Chong. He's a good speaker and very talented. So what I ought to do is go to different Toastmasters club like he does, and just be smooth and like Mike, and like I said, that's my goal.
I want to be like Mike. I personally think that when we talk about our goals for a year, those goals are subsets of a bigger picture. We have our life in front of us, regardless of where in our lives we are, whether we are 20 years old or 80 years old. We're still in the process of reaching a journey, a destination. That is really what I would like to talk about today. What are the goals for that journey? How do we decide where we're going in life? And what are the elements that cause us to start to think about how to put that together? How do we paint this canvas? Do we randomly go through and just allow it to shape however it shapes? Because of the circumstances, because of the environment, because of our parents, because of our teachers? Or do we take an active role and say, this is how I want my life to turn out? So when I'm ready to say goodbye to this rock, am I done? Do I look back and go, this was a good life? Or do I ponder if I could have done more? I think the topic of death and transitioning from this body to another maybe, or diminishing, however you believe, is one of those topics that we don't talk about enough. We don't think about enough. And I think in a month that is dedicated to goal setting, that's what we really should be talking about, because we need to anchor ourselves somewhere. We should be thinking about the gift that we've been given, called life, and how we are going to use it. If each one of us had $100 today in our pocket, and we left, and we knew that we're going to spend this in the next 12 hours or so, we would have to make a bunch of decisions. And at the end of the day, 12 hours from now, we would have stuff, right? Some of those stuff are tangible, some are not, meaning experiences, right? So if you went and spent $100 to get on a ferry and go see Alcatraz, that's an experience that's not necessarily tangible, something that I have to show, right? But if I went and bought $5, those are things that I can show, right? I think life is exactly the same way. We have a certain budget, and that's our life energy, that's our days, that's our time, however you want to look at it. And we're tasked with spending this. So every day when we wake up and we decide, we make the decision that I'm going to come here, for example, this morning, today. We all talked about how we got here, right? We got up and we decided I'm going to go and spend a few hours of my life here at this club. We traded that time for this. If this doesn't get us closer to that purpose, to that goal, to that destination of the journey that we talked about, we failed. At least that's how I look at it. I've wasted that resource that I had. It's just like the $100. If at the end of the day you looked at it and you went, well, I have nothing to show for this, I've wasted it. Whereas if I went and bought things that I cared about, I've actually gained something. So what I want us to do for a few moments is think and maybe journal a little bit, just for a few moments, maybe a minute or so, about what you would like to accomplish. What do you want to do with your life? Not why you're here today, not what your goal is for 2015, but what is the purpose? Why am I here? What do I want to gain after the next 20, 30 years or whatever it is that I have? It might be nothing, and that could be completely okay. It depends on your perspective on life. And I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just sharing my perspective with you. So just take about a minute or so and think about the next, depending on how old you are and what your life expectancy is, and see what you would like to have accomplished. Can we do that? Is anyone comfortable sharing? Okay, Sue?
I want to be able to sit down with a child or with children and help them to read better.
That's great. Cameron?
Well, I don't have much left, I don't think, because I've spent most of my life. But I think I want to do whatever I can, so at the time that I am leaving this body, I won't say that I wish. I know that no matter how much we try, we still have so many wishes at that time that I wish I would have done that, I would have gone there or whatever. But I just want to do the most that I can do and do what I've been created for.
That's great. Anybody else? Julia?
I've persisted in my life, and I would say that I have accomplished a lot in spite of my humble beginnings, and I've helped a lot of people. But still, my goal is to retire comfortably at the age of 65, and I should still be healthy. And at the age of 70, I should have traveled most part of the world.
That's great. Anyone else want to share?
Well, since I love gardening, I'm a gardener, and I get these British magazines, and in those British magazines they have these tours. And so my goal is to go on one of them tours to either South Africa or London. And yes, that's one of my goals. And I can't think about any other goals, but that's my goal.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that with us. Anybody else? Yes? No? No? Okay. What do you think the difference is between somebody who makes a decision to do something grand that changes humanity, that changes the shape of this world, versus somebody who is content with where they're at today and just wakes up every day and goes through life? Anybody have an opinion on that? I'll give you an example. Why do you think somebody who had a vision like Steve Jobs of bringing technology that allows us to do things differently, maybe more efficiently? Of course, it wasn't just him. The media makes it out like it was just him who did this thing. He had a team of people around him that did that. And there are many, many other people that we can think of that their names have a meaning throughout history when we look back and look at them. What is the difference? What do you think makes those people stand out than other people who do not do something like that and just, like I said, are content with going through life every day? Anybody have an opinion? Go ahead, Cameron.
First of all, I don't think Steve Jobs, the day that he began that, that wish or the hope that he had, he never thought he could get here. I think at the time that you make a decision, it's probably as small as it can be, and through it, you grow with it. And I think that's what happens with most of the people who end up with a discovery or something. At the beginning, it's a small step that they take, and eventually you get them, some people won't get there, some people will get there, and they won't. The difference with the people who do have that drive to take them there and the people who don't are that when you're content with your life, you don't have, I think, a path to go. You're the type of a passive person who is just happy with where they are, and there isn't that much drive for them to grow. And I think that is the difference between people who will get eventually somewhere, or the people who are just happy with what they have. The drive that they have.
The drive, okay. Julia?
Well, in addition to that, I think if a person has the drive, because for me, my work actually has meaning to me, right? And our goal, the mission of our work is to improve the health of Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders living in the United States and the jurisdiction, right? I have that little piece, that part of the work that we're doing, but I think every time that I come to work, I am inspired because I am making a difference in improving the health of these people, of these communities that we serve. So every time, and if I see there's a difference, little bit or big, right? Then I know that I am part of it. I am satisfied, I am happy every time that I see that. There's satisfaction in me.
Okay, that's great. Sue?
Some of it's the rewards that are reaped later. I had a person that came to me and stopped by my office the other day, and she said 8 years ago when she worked one shift in our facility, for some reason I was a big encourager to her. I don't even remember this person. I don't remember what I said, but she was able to quote me. She came back to thank me. So you never know what your actions will bring out. So being a positive force in the universe, even though you may not have a vision, may bring back many dividends in days to come.
Great. Anybody else?
Sure. I want to add something that's, in my case, why I decided to become a psychologist, because to understand your own self, first you should know that see to understand in order to understand others. So why I want to become a psychologist? Because first I want to know myself in order to become someone to help him or her to understand themselves. So
Great.
that's something that we should think about. Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. I just saw these words. What does it say? Forget about this part. What does it say right in red?
Change the
Changes the world.
World.
Change
Change
the world.
the world.
Change the world.
Change the world. I think we're all capable of that. I think every single one of us, Sue mentioned purpose, passion. The word passion is thrown around like, every other word these days that has no meaning. But when you discover what your purpose in life is, and it has a lot to do with understanding who you are and why you are here, like you were saying, Cameron, your purpose. Each one of us is created for a certain purpose, to serve in a certain way. We got to discover what that is. But if each one of us looks at the humanity today, the society and all the people in the world, and see what problems there are. There are problems every single day, and figure out what you are most suited to solve. Come up with a solution that is yours. It's in alignment with your purpose, it's an alignment with why you were created, and come up with that solution. If you can find a solution that serves 1 billion people, you'll be wealthy beyond your imaginations. You don't really need to be worried about finances. But what bugs me a lot when I look at our children especially is we, as parents, I think we're failing to inspire them to come up with crazy goals. Just goals that are so gigantic that scares us, right? I think goals should be like that. I think goals should be so big that you look at it and you go, oh my God, and you get goosebumps as you think about that, right? And yes, getting a job and everything else are necessities in life. We have to have those things in place in order to be able to move forward. But I think if we don't have that as a direction, that's why, you gotta aim high. You gotta think of not doing things 10% better, but of doing things 10 times better. Because it's exponential. You do a little bit every day that makes things that much better. So what I want to inspire you to do, if I may, is go home and think about this. Every time you come across a problem in today's society with humanity, or you look at an opportunity, look at it and say, is this something I can solve? Do I have the tools? Am I the type of person that was put on this planet to solve this problem? And if it is, go get it. It doesn't matter if you're 80 years old. You can always bring in people that are younger, that will partner with you, that can take that dream and make it a reality. So don't give up on it, sit down and think about it, and I'm sure something will come to fruition from that. And I would love to hear it.